Hey guys, welcome to my new tutorial. In this video we're going to learn how to cut out hair fast in Photoshop. So make sure you subscribe to my channel and activate notifications to never miss future tutorials. So here we go. So here we are in Photoshop. I already have my image open and I want to cut out this model from this white background so that I can make a banner to my Redbubble store. And by the way, you can check it at rod515.redbubble.com. And if you don't know Redbubble, I advise you to create an account because there you can sell all of your designs and earn commission in each product they sell with your design. And that's awesome. So if you need some tips on Redbubble, please comment on this video. Now back to Photoshop, let's start cutting out our model from the background. So first thing to do is to unlock the layer by clicking 2 times over it. Okay. Then we're going to create a new layer and we are going to drag it below our model layer like this. And now we're going to fill other layer with another color. I'm going to choose this blue. As you can see, if we turn off our model, we have this blue layer. So now we're going to select the model layer again, and we're going to select the magic wand tool, and with it, we select the white areas. You can zoom in, select these smaller white areas too. Okay. Now we're going to create a mask. Click the create mask icon. And as you can see, we have to invert the selection by clicking Ctrl I. And now, as you can see, we have our model selected, but we don't want to select all the hair now. So we're going to select the lasso tool and select the outside part of the hair, where all these white areas should be transparent. Okay, now we make sure your foreground color is set to black, and we're going to select the brush tool and paint to mask this area. Make sure you're painting with the mask selected. So now we can press Ctrl D to deselect this selection. And now we're going to hide the mask layer by pressing Shift and click. So now what we have to do is go to the channels panel. And as you can see, we have all the RGB channels here. And we are going to select the channel that has the most contrast between the hair and the background. So as you can see, the blue channel has the most contrast, so we're going to click the right side of the mouse over it and select duplicate channel. Okay, now we have duplicated the blue channel. We're going to select it and we're going to press Ctrl L and the levels panel will come up. In this panel, we are going to increase the shadows until we have a good separation between the hair and the background, because we are going to delete the white areas, so we need to have a good separation. So I think it's good like this. I'm not going to increase it further. I think we are good to go. Press OK. And now that we have increased the contrast between the whites and the blacks, I'm going to select the brush tool and paint her face with black. Just preserve this area to also be selected. Okay. And now we're going to press Ctrl and click on the blue channel copy layer. So we have our selection. Now it's time to turn on RGB by clicking on the RGB layer. Go back to Layers panel, turn on our mask layer by just clicking on it. And then we're going to set our foreground color to black. And we're going to paint back the hair. But as you can see, we have the outside area selected. We want the inside area, so we click right side of the mouse, select inverse, and now we have our hair selected. Make sure you have the mask layer selected. In my case, I don't have it selected, so I have to press over it. And now we can go ahead and oops. As you can see, we are masking her face because we have black as the foreground color. But now we have to change the foreground color to white. You can do that by pressing X. It will toggle between the background color and the foreground color. And now we paint. Now we have a much better selection than before. We managed to recover those thinner hairs, but now we have a problem. We have this sort of a glow around the edges of the hair, and if we press Ctrl I on the blue layer to invert the color, we can see that in some colors this glow turns out to be more visible. So back to blue again by pressing Ctrl I, and we're going to take care of that glow. We're going to select the mask and press Alt and click over it. Now we can see the mask in black and white, and we can see this white glow. And now we're going to delete it by selecting the brush tool. And this time with the brush tool selected, we're going to change the blend mode to overlay and change the foreground color to black. And what this allows you to do is it allows you to mask all the areas that are not completely white. This is a great technique because, as you can see, even if you place the brush in the white areas, it only masks the areas that are not completely white. And this way we can delete this glow effect. Make sure you paint with the outside part of the brush so that you will still preserve those thinner strands of hair. Now we're going to turn the visibility on again, pressing Alt and click on the layer again. And it looks way much better now. I'm just going to delete a little more of the glow in these areas and try not to lose those fitted parts of the hair. Okay, turn the visibility on again by pressing Alt click. Change the blue layer again to orange. With the orange background we can see that we still have some glow effect, but don't worry, we're going to take care of that. So back to blue by pressing Ctrl I, and now we're going to create a new layer and we're going to clip it by pressing right side of the mouse on top of the layer and select Create Clipping Mask. And what we are going to do here is to select the color of the outside area of the hair with the eyedropper tool. And now we're going to paint over the glowing areas of the hair. Select the brush and make sure the blending mode is set to normal this time. Okay, now we're going to paint the outside area where the glow is. Now with the clipping mask layer selected, we're going to change the blend mode to multiply. And have a look. The hair is way much better now. We got rid of that glow area. We can try and decrease the fill a little bit just to match the color hair. If you think it's too dark, I think about 92% is enough. Okay, now our image is looking pretty good. And we have successfully cut out the hair from the background. But as you can see, we still have some adjustments to do in the body, because we still have those tiny white areas below her arms. We're going to fix that. We can zoom in. For this, I'm going to use polygonal lasso tool to make the selection of this little area. Now, make sure you have the layer mask selected. And make sure you set the brush foreground color to black and just paint over the area and mask this area. So now we have to do the same to the other areas where we still have some white from the background. Try to be precise by zooming in and just mask those areas. Okay, now we can zoom out, and as you can see we have done a pretty good job, and now we have one more step to do, and we have to soften the edges of our model. So with the mask layer selected, we're going to select and mask. If you don't have that option visible, you just can select the selection tool, and that option will be available to you on the top bar. And here we're going to do some small adjustments. First we have to decontaminate colors, and then you're going to turn on the edge detection radius to 1 pixel. Please keep in mind these settings will depend on the size of your image, so for this one we're just going to select 1 pixel. As you can see, we have softened the edges and removed that fringe around their body. Make sure the output is set for new layer with layer mask and press OK. And now we are done. As you can see, we have done a pretty good job. Now if we change the background color, it looks great with any color. Select the layer where we painted over the hair and the model layer, and we're going to right click on top of them and select Convert to Smart Object. This way you can use your image and resize it, and it still maintains its quality and adjustments. And also it will remain editable if you click 2 times over it. So as you can see, I have already used this technique to make my banner for my store, and also used the same technique on the male model. As you can see, it turned out great. So that's it for today. As always, I hope this tutorial was useful and easy to follow. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications to never miss my tutorials. Also, feel free to check my designs at rod515.redbubble.com, and there you can find many of my designs that were created with the same techniques that I show you on my tutorials. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for my next videos. Also, don't forget to check my previous videos for some more useful tips and techniques. I'll see you soon, and until then, keep designing.